Vril Society was created in the 1920s in Germany. The leading Vril media were Maria Otzig, Gudrun, Sigrun, Traute and Heike. The Vril emblem has the following meaning. Left, the black side, represents the present dark age of lies and deception. An evil cabal rules over this world and creates war after war. In the middle we see the lightning strike of divine intervention and Judgment Day. The right side in purple represents the new golden age. This age will be an age of peace, freedom and enlightenment. Dear comrades, dear white nationalists, dear tutors worldwide, this time I'd like to make a video about the global crisis. We know that South Africa is in crisis. The white Boers, they're being slaughtered off there practically on a daily basis. They want to take away the lands from the white Boers now, the black government. We all know this would lead to chaos and destruction actually of the entire country, because the white people are actually producing the food that the blacks are eating. The African government in South Africa is digging their own grave. There's also a crisis in Germany with the refugee crisis here. Over 2 million people have entered Europe in the last couple of years, mostly men of fighting age, and they're also Muslim. Apparently the civil war is slowly breaking out in Germany. There's also a crisis in Sweden with the Muslims that have immigrated there in the last couple of years. Same reasons. The rape rate in Sweden is the highest in the world next to South Africa. There's also a crisis in France. We see so many people entering Europe and nothing's being done about it by our Zionist-controlled government. It is true that we should actually focus first on the enemy within that is allowing this mass invasion to take place. People are yelling here more and more that our Chancellor, that our President, Angela Merkel should be disposed of, but this will not change the problem. The Zionists are the ones that control our governments and allow these people to enter our countries. Our government is not ready to use the military to secure our borders. I, as a German, cannot go anywhere in the world without my passport. But these people enter our countries and then they get refugee status and get free money. There are hundreds of thousands of Germans on the streets without a roof over their head, and they don't get money whatsoever. That is treason in the highest echelons of power. Treason against the people. Treason against our own people. In America, people are waking up. Many people are becoming more and more conservative. And even Afro-Americans are speaking out against the injustices of the leftist Zionist media. It's incredible now that so many things are happening in this world and we can't do anything about it apart from making a video on YouTube. In America, the interracial crime rate is very high. The minority with the statistically the highest crime rate is the Afro-American community. Every day in the USA, over 100 white women get raped by Afro-Americans. That's over 35,000 women every year. And nothing's said or done to stop this. And in South Africa, people are being slaughtered off. It's incredible now that whites are being targeted for annihilation. Worldwide, and we see this clearly happening in front of our eyes. We know that we cannot accept more refugees without practically causing a civil war. But George Soros, who is a Jew and is a Zionist Jew, is responsible for this massive immigration of non-whites into Europe. And if you talk about this on YouTube, on our German channels, we either get censored or we get problems with the German South police. Monika Schäfer, as an example, who simply said the truth about the Holocaust in one of her videos, is now in jail in Germany. Also is Ursula Haverbeck, who also said the truth about the Holocaust, or solely her opinion about this aspect of history, and she is in jail with 89 years old. She will most likely die in jail. There are so many people who are being charged with thought crimes in Germany. Every year, over 10,000 charges are made against the German populace for thought crimes. And many people, we simply don't know that they're in jail for thought crimes. At the same time, the German police is ordered not to do anything against the refugees. The refugees have raped thousands upon thousands of German women already, have committed over 800,000 crimes against the German populace in the last 3 years alone, and nothing's being done about this. More and more people are speaking out on this, but they're silenced and shunned by the media, the Zionist-controlled press. We all know that this is happening right now, and we can't do anything about it. If you watch TV, you think everything's okay, white privilege is there, and that we have to get rid of whites, get rid of men, white men actually. That's also the hatred of men, misandry, that's prevalent in our media and movies. The message is always clear and simple: destroy the white men. Because if you destroy the white men, the society falls. Everything we built in our societies is because of the labor and hard work of white men. And then we allow millions of non-whites into our countries and then take over our communities. And these communities come then and then adapt to the new population and become Muslim, become Asian, become Indian, become Pakistani. Yeah, it's a multiculture in the United States as well as in Europe, as well as in South Africa, as well as in Australia. Australia is 50% Muslim from Thailand or something, or from Indonesia. So it's everywhere. This massive influx of non-whites into white countries is global. And the Zionist Jews, they want to destroy the Aryan race because they know that's something that we do not know. It's getting rid of their highest competitors. Without the white men, we wouldn't have cars, we wouldn't have radios, we wouldn't have computers, we wouldn't have modern architecture, we wouldn't have modern medicine, we wouldn't have modern anything. We created everything on this planet. The Africans, who are the lowest in the echelons of the races, haven't produced or created anything. They haven't even invented the wheel in the last 2,000 years. The Africans are actually hunter-gatherers and are not made to live in a white civilization. But if the whites allow these blacks and foreigners and Asians to enter their countries, then they will do so. And if you speak out against this massive genocide of whites globally, then you're a racist, an anti-Semite, a neo-Nazi. They use this to actually shun any criticism of their plan. So this white anti-racism is going on globally since the end of World War II. The Imperial Germans from the hollow earth of Agartha are preparing this world for Judgment Day. I've had multiple spiritual episodes where I was actually in contact with the Imperial Germans of Agartha. And they're busy. There's also a galactic war going on in our galaxy. I've made a video on my German channel about the Galactic War, also on my English channel. So there's also a galactic war going on. At the same time, the extraterrestrial presence out within our solar systems cannot intervene so long as the consciousness of the people do not rise. People have to become aware that there are extraterrestrial entities and even entities from the inner earth. I've focused now on my German channel. I made a video yesterday just talking, and also spoke about the Catholic Church because it made the media again. But the funny thing is, everybody associates now Christianity with pedophilia, although it is the Zionists who control our countries who are the greatest pedophiles on earth. It's even allowed by the Talmud. So the child trade is going on since decades now. Millions of children are disappearing worldwide, of every race actually, and they actually sexually abuse these children and even eat them and sacrifice them in satanic rituals. But apparently the church is the root of all evil. If you see something in the news about pedophilia, it's mostly to discredit some people, like Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson knew the truth, and he tried warning his fans. He did it sometimes in his speeches. He said in one of his speeches that everything's a lie, that the media is lying to you, that practically our history books are falsified. And he even mentioned the Jews in one of his music videos. And then of course the news comes out that, oh, Michael Jackson's a pedophile. So when I hear on the mass media that priests apparently raped thousands of children, I'm thinking It might be true or it might not be. The same they do with the Holocaust. The same they do with demonizing the Germans. The same they do with justifying the wars against Syria. The same they did with justifying the wars against Iraq. You always have to think that there's a reason why it is in the news. A good friend of mine here in Germany thinks that all priests are pedophile, because apparently the Catholic Church is the center point of pedophilia in the whole world. But we all know who controls our countries, who controls the monetary system, who controls the media, who controls Hollywood. Hollywood, if people research it on the web, is totally controlled by the chosen tribe. You know that. And the Talmud allows intercourse with non-Jews up to 3 years of age. This is institutionalized pedophilia. If they would put on the news that a rabbi has abused children in the course of his life, hundreds if not thousands of children, and you keep hearing this in the news that rabbis or Jews do this, then you will automatically associate all pedophilia activities with Jews. But if they do this with the Catholic Church, everybody believes it. I'm not defending the Catholic Church. It is corrupted, it is taken over by the chosen tribe, and I consider myself a free Christian. I'm not Protestant and I'm not Catholic, but I believe in Jesus Christ and God, and I believe in Judgment Day. Yes, this is a global crisis. White genocide globally is happening right now. At the same time, the powers that be that control us, they want to instigate a third world war. I'm still happy that practically President Trump made it to power, because he, in his speeches at the very beginning, was sincere, and he talked about scripts. But at the same time, I know that President Trump was supporting Israel and giving packages aid to Israel and cutting the Palestinian aid to the Palestinians. Then you think he's just another puppet. I think that he wants to change something, but he's still mentally brainwashed and programmed to believe that the Holocaust did happen and that the Jews are God's chosen people. When you're programmed and brainwashed, then you act in a certain fashion. Before I woke up, I had the feeling that we had to protect Israel at all costs. I was in the army, in the German army for 1 year before I woke up, and believed, oh, the poor Jews. And I thought, oh, if the Israelis ever get in trouble with the Arabs in the Middle East, then we have to go there and protect them. That's how I was programmed. And the general masses are programmed that way. They have an inert feeling that the Jews are good. It's programmed. So I believe Donald Trump gave us time, that Hillary Clinton would have started the war a year ago. She even said it in an interview, I'm going to start a war with Russia. And Pizzagate, if you find out the truth about that, about the satanic rituals that Hillary Clinton did with John Podesta, these are all real monsters, witches, sorcerers, pedophiles. These are all monsters. So I was really happy when I found out that Donald Trump won. It means that the media no longer has so much power to influence the masses. They're actually preparing the assassination of Donald Trump. My grandmother, who believes all the lies on TV, even about the Second World War, she's told my mom in a conversation, I can't wait until Donald Trump is shot and killed. That's how programmed she is. So if Donald Trump doesn't comply with the Zionist orders, he will most likely get shot. And according to Alo Ildemeyer, there will be a third high-ranking official that will be assassinated before the Third World War breaks out. According to the Zina van Rensburg in South Africa, the civil war in South Africa would begin in conjunction with the beginning of the Third World War. And they're talking right now in South Africa that the civil war is about to break out. So we're living in the end days. We're living in the end days. Nobody wants war. Not even God wants war. Not even the Imperial Germans want war. But if the Zionist Jews want war, they will instigate it and create it. They have proven over and over again in the past that they can do this without a problem. The First Iraq War, the Second Iraq War, World War I, World War II, the war in Vietnam, the war in Syria now, the war in Libya. They all programmed the masses to accept these wars. And I don't believe that Putin is our savior. He's nothing but another Zionist puppet that is playing the good cop. If there would be any real people in this world that have power, They'll be demonized to the core and assassinated. Like Assad. Assad is fighting for his people. But the Jewish media portrays him as the most evil dictator that there is, comparable to Adolf Hitler. And everybody who finds out the truth about Adolf Hitler knows that Adolf Hitler never wanted war. Just read the final testament of Adolf Hitler. And they demonize Donald Trump to this day because they cannot control him 100%. They cannot blackmail him as they blackmailed Barack Obama. When the media portrays the president as a good, nice president, then you have to start thinking, why does the media want us to like him? Why does the media want us to hate Trump? Why does the media want us to hate the Catholic Church? We know that pedophilia is rampant throughout the world. In all cities of America, in all cities of Germany, there are pedophiles in power. High politicians, high-level politicians are pedophiles. And in every German city, children are being sacrificed by these Zionist elements. Even in churches, children are sacrificed. In North America, the USA, they do the same. In Germany alone, over 100,000 children disappear every year. Not all of them become victims of the child trade, but many. In America, it's a lot. Hundreds of thousands of children that disappear every year. And it's horrible. They sacrifice these children in satanic rituals. They even eat them, are cannibalistic in nature, these monsters, and do all of this stuff. Pizzagate, John Podesta, Hillary Clinton, Zionists, etc., etc., etc. It's horrible. But I haven't given up hope yet. The civil war is breaking out in Germany. Tens of thousands of women have already been raped. Hundreds of people have been murdered. Over 800,000 crimes have been committed against the German populace. And the German Russians, who haven't lost their balls yet, are starting to fight these invaders. Again, not all foreigners are bad. I got many contacts of different culture, of different races. We always have to differentiate. What can you do? Protect your family, protect your own home. The politicians are treasonous, are allowing millions of foreigners into our countries. At least Donald Trump is trying to do something against the illegal immigration. But in South Africa, it's becoming critical. The civil war will break out soon there, just as the Zena predicted it. I still believe in the final victory and Judgment Day. We will prevail. Our people worldwide will survive this onslaught. I've been also reading the Bible more and more. Biblical prophecies are becoming true. I get a lot of backlash because of my Christian beliefs, actually. Although I do not identify with the church. I do not identify with the church here in Germany because they're also acting treasonously. But this has all been prophesied, even by the Bible. Our ancestors fought the Muslims hundreds of years ago to keep them out of Europe. And what's happening now? Everything's open. Everything's open. And you cannot criticize this policy of the traitors who are in power because they put you in jail. A German who tried to defend his children of rape from these invaders got shot by the police because he wanted revenge. And the German military and the German police will be used against their own populace. They will not be used to protect our people. The refugees are now using Spain to enter Europe. Nothing is being done about this. But according to Aldo Erlenmeyer, when the people rise, all these treasonous politicians will be hanged. And in America, the Second American Civil War is glooming. If, hypothetically, they assassinate the president, then all the Trumpians will take up arms and abolish the government. This has also been prophesied by Edgar Casey. So do not give up hope, people. At the end, there will be victory. We have to keep on making propaganda, keep on spreading the truth. At the end, we will have victory and eternal peace. Many greetings from Harburg, Germany, and cheers!
I know you're out there. I can feel you now. I know that you're afraid. You're afraid of us. You're afraid of change. I don't know the future. I didn't come here to tell you how this is going to end. I came here to tell you how it's going to begin. I'm going to hang up this phone, and then I'm going to show these people what you don't want them to see. I'm going to show them a world without you. A world without rules and controls, without borders or boundaries. A world where anything is possible. Where we go from there is a choice I leave to you.